Hey guys, welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. On Monday, I tried a new recipe for chicken pillows, and oh my goodness, were these delicious. So I started off with half a block of cream cheese that I softened in the microwave, and then I just tossed in some shredded chicken. So all I did was bake 2 small chicken breasts, seasoned with a little bit of salt and pepper, shredded up, and threw it on top of that cream cheese. And then I added in some onion powder, and I was supposed to add in some parsley, but I accidentally grabbed the basil and didn't realize it until it was too late. But I actually liked the flavor that it gave to it. I also added in a splash of milk, and then I just stirred everything together to combine. So this is what it looks like once it's all mixed together, and then I just set up a little breading station. So I just have an egg beaten really well, and then in this plate I have some Italian style breadcrumbs. So I will be stuffing that chicken mixture into some crescent rolls. So all I did was take 2 of the crescents and I pinched them together to form a rectangle, and then I just put a good dollop of the chicken mixture right in the middle, and then I close it together to form kind of like a pillow, and then I pinch all the sides together to make sure that nothing will come leaking out, and then I just dip it into my egg and then into my breadcrumbs, and then I place that onto a foil lined cookie sheet. I served some chicken gravy over top of the chicken crescents. I just used the canned kind, and I also made some homemade mashed potatoes and spooned some more of that gravy over the top, and also some corn. This was such an easy and delicious meal. We absolutely loved it. Tuesday was Christmas, so I had dinner at my parents' house. So I made the broccoli and cheese casserole and the sweet potato casserole, and then my parents made the rest. So we have some rolls, baked beans, green beans, mac and cheese, dressing, mashed potatoes and gravy, ham, and some cranberry sauce. And then to drink, a nice cold L8. I hope that each and every one of you had an amazing Christmas. On Wednesday, I made some ham fried rice. So I started off by adding 2 tablespoons of sesame oil to my wok, and I just let that heat through. And then once it got to that point, I added in 1 cup of frozen peas and carrots, and then I added in 2 cups of chopped ham. I'm actually using that leftover ham from Christmas dinner. My dad sent me home with a ton of leftovers, so this was a great way to use it up. And then I just seasoned everything with some onion powder. A lot of you guys know I don't like actual onion, but you could, of course, add that. And then I just stirred everything together to heat it through, and then I scooted everything to the side, and then I added an egg. I would have added more if I had them, but I only had one, so I just made it work. So I just scrambled that up, and then once it was fully cooked, I just incorporated that back into everything else. So next, I add in my rice. I actually cooked that earlier that morning. You definitely want to use cold rice, or it just won't turn out right. So after I added that, I added in some soy sauce, and I just combined that in with everything else. And then lastly, I added in some chives. I don't know what I was thinking, but I forgot to add in minced garlic. That would have made it even better, but this was still really delicious. To go along with the rice, I made some egg rolls. So in my mixing bowl, I have some shredded cabbage along with some grated carrots, and then I added in 1 tablespoon of low-sodium soy sauce, and the recipe called for green onions. Don't like them, so I'm adding in my dried chives, and then I also added in 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds. And then I just stirred everything together really good, and these are the egg roll wraps that I was using. I just put it on a plate, and I spooned some of that cabbage mixture onto each little wrap. I have never made egg rolls before. I was going to buy the frozen kind, but every brand that I looked at had onions in them, so I'm probably rolling these up wrong. I don't know, but I'm using some plain old water here. I just rub that all over the sides. It kind of works as a glue. And I just fold it up the best that I know how, and then I rub them down in olive oil and place those in my air fryer basket. This meal was so yummy. I haven't had fried rice in such a long time, so it definitely hit the spot. And those egg rolls were so much more flavorful than I thought they were going to be, so I will definitely have this recipe linked in the description box. On Thursday, I made some vegetable soup. I didn't follow a recipe. I just threw a bunch of things into a pot, and it turned out amazing. So all I did was brown up 1 pound of ground beef. It was seasoned with salt, pepper, and onion powder, and then I drained off all the grease, and then I added in some minced garlic, and I sauteed that for a couple of minutes. Next, I added in a whole 48-ounce container of V8 tomato juice, and then I added in 2 large peeled and chopped carrots and 1 large potato. Then I added in some shredded cabbage. That is the same cabbage that I use for the egg rolls. I definitely didn't want it to go to waste, and I love having cabbage in my vegetable soup. Then I added in a good pinch of salt and plenty of black pepper, gave that a good stir, and then I ended up adding in some garlic powder as well. And then I just let that come up to a boil, and then I turned my heat down a little bit and popped my lid on, and I just cooked that until the veggies were almost tender. And then I added in some canned veggies, so we have some corn, green beans, and peas, and I did drain all of those. And then I just let that simmer for an hour, and this is what it looked like when it was done. This was so delicious. My daughter had 2 bowls of it, so that's saying something. And then my mom got me this cute little mini casserole dish for Christmas, and that is what I put my soup in. I topped it with some shredded cheese, and I served it with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on the side. We also had this for dinner on Friday. Hey guys, so I'm throwing together this cheesy chicken bacon ranch pasta. This is one of our favorite recipes that I haven't made in so long, and I definitely wanted to make it before our New Year diet began. So this was actually my very first YouTube video. I'm sure some of y'all have seen it. It's not the best, but I will still have it linked in the description box along with the original recipe. So right now I have some bacon cooked up. We like ours really crispy, and I'm cooking some chicken and a little bit of that bacon grease, and I also added in a tablespoon of butter, and I just seasoned my chicken with some salt and pepper. And when that is fully cooked, I'm going to be adding in some flour and a packet of this ranch seasoning mix. And then also I'm going to cook up some penne pasta. My water's coming up to a boil right now. I'm about to dump it in. And then I'm going to be adding in some milk and some sharp cheddar cheese to make a sauce. And that is it. It's so good, and I will be back when it is all done. This recipe is a must try. It is seriously so good if you've never had it before. I'm so thankful that I came across this recipe years ago. I have made it many times, and I'm just amazed by how good it is every time that I make it. I served it with some steamed broccoli, and that was our dinner for Saturday. On Sunday, we went out to a place called Madison Gardens to eat, and I got the boneless buffalo wings. And that wraps up this week. I hope you enjoyed the video and got some inspiration. If you're new here, I hope that you'll subscribe and tap that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.